Alright, we are definitely on a roll here. The last 3 books I've read are absolutely incredible, and I am super excited to share this week's with you. Hello everyone, welcome to the Book Cafe, where we review books, talk fantasy, and interview industry professionals. If you're a first-time viewer, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you've done that already, then welcome back. Good to have you. So one of my favorite things about this channel is getting book recommendations from you guys. And a few weeks ago, Mike Lockman recommended I pick up The Golem and the Jinni by Helene Wecker. This ended up being a super good idea. The book is absolutely great. It starts with a wealthy man who decides he wants a wife, but is despised by human women. So he pays a Jewish magician to build him a sentient golem wife. He activates her and then promptly dies, leaving her alone in New York with no master, a pathological need to help people, and an ability to read the emotions of everyone around her. Meanwhile, elsewhere on Manhattan Island, a Syrian tinsmith accidentally releases a several thousand-year-old Jinni from inside of a copper flask. The Jinni has been trapped in human form and deprived of most, but not all, of his powers. So the Jinni, Ahmad, and the golem, Chava, both end up trying to navigate a world that they don't understand while hiding their natures from the people around them, with mixed success. Over time, they find each other and come to realize that their origins are more connected than anyone would expect. There's practically nothing I can say about this book that is bad. Let's start with the writing. The Golem and the Jinni is written a bit more on the literary side than the genre side, but it's not the boring kind of literary. I got through half the book in a single night. It moves fast, it's emotional, it's driven, it's passionate, and it does a very good job of expounding on the sense of otherness that Ahmad and Chava are forced to deal with, thanks to their fundamentally inhuman natures. It's a very kind book. It treats every character, even the despicable ones, with respect. The main villain is a really compelling character, and I particularly liked the motivation that was given, and how he's unambiguously driven by fear. But the centerpiece of the novel is the relationship between Chava and Ahmad. Prior to his binding, Ahmad was extremely powerful. During his lifetime in Syria, he once built an entire palace out of glass, using nothing but his hands. He could shapeshift, walk into people's dreams, and even when trapped in human form, he's capable of melting metal with his bare hands. Jinni in their natural forms are nearly impossible to hurt. So for a man that powerful, consequences are sort of not something they understand. Wecker does a very good job of showing how and why Ahmad thinks following his whims the way he does is okay, and why he doesn't understand the consequences of them. On the opposite end, you have Chava, who is absolutely terrified of being allowed to have the things she wants, and is so focused on not being discovered and not hurting anyone that she basically allows other people to control her life, including people who really don't have her best interest at heart. The clash between those two viewpoints of irresponsibility and abnegation of self ends up being a really interesting personality clash. And watching them grow towards each other to both become more human is a fascinating character study. This is not a book where everything goes right. Bad things happen to good people, but those bad things are always meaningful. The whole book is a metaphor for the immigrant experience, especially around the turn of the 20th century, as seen through the eyes of the ultimate outsiders. My understanding of the immigrant experience comes entirely through fiction, so I can't really speak to it. But even if it didn't portray it accurately, this book does bring across a sympathy and compassion to that experience. So for the second week in a row, I am giving a collect every edition to The Golem and the Jinni. This book is excellent, I really loved it, and I think you will too. As always, the Amazon link is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to show it by clicking the like button. Click here on the dragon to subscribe, and here for more videos like this from the Book Cafe. Next Sunday, we are going to be reviewing Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. So I will see everyone then, and until then, read good fantasy.